Hi everyone! The goal of this presentation is to give you some study tips to help you in your language class. The first advice is to commit to it. Have a reason to learn a language to better motivate yourself and remind that reason to yourself whenever you are dismotivated. The second advice is to study regularly. Learning a language is similar to learning math or building blocks. You build on top of what you learned the day before. Therefore, you have to study almost on a daily basis. The third advice is to tap into resources. This college has many resources available for you. Among them, there are free tutoring service, there is a language lab, and all the structures have office hours. Take advantage and use all of them. The fourth advice is to use the time you spend in class wisely. Most importantly, listen and participate. Do not be afraid and engage in all conversations. On that note, when in class, don't be shy to participate. Practice the language. Listen. And very important, come prepared to the class. So always participate in the class. That's what is going to help you the most. The fifth advice is to follow some of the next steps, like making flashcards when you study the vocabulary. Use that vocabulary in a sentence, writing it in your journal. Practice listening and reading in the target language. Practice speaking and writing. And learn your verb conjugations. Now we're going to go on and focus on some tips for the different skills. For studying vocabulary, for example, do flashcards. Write a sentence with each new word you learn. Also, use online resources. You have an online book that offers pronunciation. So listen to that words. The tips for listening are the following. Complete listen activities as part of your homework. Listen to the audio several times. Don't be intimidated if you don't understand every word. That is very normal. Also listen to other resources like real podcasts, TV, download songs or lyrics and get the subtitles. And of course, go to the language lab. We have coaches to practice listening and speaking. And you can also watch more movies there. The tips for reading are the following. Read is key in learning a language because it will help you to learn the grammar structures and remember vocabulary. It's important that you allow extra time for your reading assignment. Study the vocabulary lesson before you read. And if there are comprehension questions, read them before. And lastly, make sure you make flashcards if you don't know the words that you read. The tips for practicing speaking is practice. Practice makes perfect, so practice as much as you can. Talk with many people as you can. Speaking will also help you to improve your pronunciation. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Anyone learning a language do mistakes and they are okay. Remember that there are conversation coaches in the language lab, so use them. The tips for writing are to get familiar with the lesson grammar and vocabulary before learning. This is very important. Write down your ideas first. And of course, keep it to the level of your knowledge of the target language. write short sentence. And of course, at the end, read your essay to check and correct any mistakes that you have made. Other tips that we can give you is to have a conjugation book, especially if you are learning a Roman language. Every time you learn a conjugation of a verb, add it to your notebook so you can refer to it later on. You can also download a conjugator for this language that you are studying. And write conjugation many times. That will help you to remember those verbs. But most importantly, keep calm and have fun learning the language. We hope this helped you with some study tips for your language class.